Hi, Mermaid Junkies, how are you? I am so happy to be with you. So I have a lot of things on my mind that I wanted to chat with you guys about. I don't know if this is going to be like a Raquel's Rambling Mermaid Junkie Tales or if it's going to be like a different video. I might split it up. I don't know because I think I have just so many things on my mind and I wanted to talk to you guys. So I think one thing that I did want to talk with you guys about is yesterday I did a video on the art of allowing. And so a person that like such as myself that works at, you know, the law of attraction and living the law of attraction consistently on a day-to-day basis in all aspects of my life and your life if you live the art or law of attraction, the law of attraction. I think it's interesting how we see things a certain way. Like lately, okay, for instance, what I would want to talk to you guys about today is that I had been feeling like there was this particular gap within I'm being vulnerable because I'm sharing things that are personal, and I think that that's the beautiful thing about my channel is because I actually share personal experiences. And I know a lot of YouTubers actually, I mean, you know, all the channels are all well and good on YouTube, you know, but I feel like when people share personal experiences or things that they have experienced in life that they have gone through, I know it's not going to teach you because I'm going through the life experience, and you know, words don't teach, only life experience teaches. But my hope is with this channel is to help inspire you if you feel that this is a particular circumstance or situation that you've had, or you can liken it to a particular situation in your life. And along your journey, it's beneficial for you. And so I know that like every experience that I'm facing is individual to me, as well as yours are individual to you, you know. And I think the beautiful thing is to always remember, just as myself, like after I got out of meditation today, like I had this clarifying moment, you guys, of you know how like sometimes you will say things and you think you're doing everything right, but then you're like, I mean, because we are always doing everything right. It's not that we're doing things wrong when we're trying to manifest something in our life, or we're practicing the law of attraction and things aren't necessarily coming to us in the way that we would want them or expecting them to come. And so here is what I want to share with you guys. And so I don't know, maybe it might help you along your journey. And because I'm all in for the expansion of us recognizing something, and I've told you guys this a million times, is that if I experience something and I realize like, okay, this is where I was flubbing up, this is where I was screwing up. And the reason that I've tried to cut back on my cursing is because it's not because I'm not being myself, but YouTube alters my viewings, my video availability to different people when this particularly happens. You know, they won't suggest my channel to other, you know, to a wide range or millions of people in comparison to if someone is not cursing. Does that make sense? So that's the reason that I've cut back on that. Not that if we were having tea at the house, I would totally throw out F-bombs left and right, I'm sure. And I think that it's all the element of the way that you're using a word. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. Once again, is this a Raquel rambling or is this a clarifying video about something that just occurred to me? Anyway, okay, so let me get back on task, Raquel. Anyway, so yeah, I was going through, okay, so I think that I had shared with you guys, you know, oops, excuse me, the bunny's down there. And so I was sharing with you guys how like when we manifest things, it's all our thought processes, right? And so if we have the art of allowing things to happen, like I told on my video yesterday, is that if we don't put all of this stuff, contradictions is a big thing that we do a lot of times. Like, we will be very confident in one moment, but then the next moment we're like self-defeating and, saying, I guess we get down on ourselves, or old beliefs start to, creep back in, and then we start to second guess ourselves. And so when we have that contradiction, that keeps things from manifesting in our lives, okay? And so it's on the realm of every single topic, because we all know there's nothing that we cannot be, do, or have. It's all in our ability to line up with those particular desires, and for them not to have contradictions in them, and not for them to have, not for them to be pushing a noodle. You know what I mean? Like, if you're trying to figure out how you're going to manifest this particular amount of money, how, who you're going to call, how you're going to, go to school and go to class and get this particular degree, or you're going to, ask a particular person that you think that, has the money or the funds to give you or whatever. If we go, okay, so this is the main reason that I'm sharing this video with you. If we do these particular things, so I'm gonna do up this little quote, and I don't know if you guys wanna buy it. You can download it on my Etsy. I haven't uploaded it yet, but put in the comments if you think that you would like to, download these particular little prints that I'm gonna print. And so basically they're like little quotes, that I'll paint the words and stuff. Like, let me just give you, this is not the quote. I'm gonna tell you what the quote is. But like, just for example, like, I infuse all of my paper and everything. Like, you won't get that unless you buy an original from me. But I infuse the papers, my paper with tinctures and things like fragrances and aromatherapy and things like that, like notes and things from my particular garden that I make here, like rose waters and essential oils and all of those kind of things. And so and then I also dye my papers with particular things that I've harvested. And always there's going to be from Ireland, I source out my seaweed. So all of these little paintings, see how it's, I don't know if you can see that, but see how just in the dyes of like the seaweed and rose petals, whatever I'm using, like if it's Christmas time, I'll probably use some rosemary, or I'll use some like, fern of some type, spruce, everything is sourced from here except for my seaweed source. I do source that out because it's like from this little handmade farm in off the coast of Ireland, and because I'm part Irish too. That's why I wanted to source it until I find a different sourcing available in the States, because I'm all for American made, and everything that I do, I want it to have that, I'm American and I want it American made. Anyway, so my point is that I will make these and paint these up, these little quotes, and they're going to be like law of attraction quotes, but they're going to be like all more, they're going to be all mermaid methodology oriented. Like the quotes that I've written, or the quotes that I've taken, like Abraham Hicks teachings, and made those into quotes that are, water-based, or, like cork floating, and the, the art of allowing. So it'll have a lot to do with, me being an artist, as well as me being, a practicer of law of attraction things. So put in the comments if you would be interested in those. Like, you could download those for, $5 off of your printer, and then you could have those for like your vision board. Like, this is my starting of my vision board. Can you guys see this? It's like, it's from the early 1900s. I think it's like 1903, this beautiful old gilded frame. And it's it's totally dilapidated. It's like nearly falling apart, but I love that kind of thing, you know. And then so I took painted canvas that's behind it, see, and I just like nailed it and made, you know, this vision board. And then I put fishnet because I thought that was very Mermaid Junkie-ish, you know. And so I had, you know, because, you know, I'm doing a moving sale and we're not going to be in this home very much longer. I have, you know, I had taken down all of my inspirational things for my vision board and my, you know, quote board and things, and so that's all packed away, and I don't want to, you know, take it back out. But I thought that I would just hang this up just for the interim. I would keep these until, you know, I'm no longer in this house, but I don't want to maybe like dig all of the boxes that are in the storage packed away. But anyway, so that's me rambling. Yes, I think I'm going to make this a rambling video. But anyway, so just let me know in the comments if you would be interested in that, because I could upload those onto my Etsy site, and then you could do it like in a PDF form, and you could just buy those and print them off on your own printer, or, you know, take them up to your nearest print shop and have those for your vision boards. And I think they would be really, really super cool. I mean, anything that I do it because I think this is something that I would like to have, you know, this is something that I would love to have on my vision board. And so if it's not out there, I'm going to freaking make it myself, you know what I mean? So, and that's kind of how Mermaid Junkie Mercantile, which is my trademarked store, that will have, you know, a whole decor line of everything Mermaid Junkie and law of attraction based things, you know what I mean, like planners and all of these different kind of things that you know, I've been working on behind the scenes, like when I'm not doing my book. So anyway, you know, it's a long time coming when you don't have a massive staff and you don't have a team. So what I'm doing is all of this myself for right now, and that's totally fine. I'm not complaining at all. I actually love it because I have all the power and you know, the to create everything the way that I want it and the way that I want it to be and present it to you. So these are some different things that I'm working on, and so that's why I wanted to share with you, my viewers, because you are my most massive you know, social media outlet. You know, my other ones are kind of trickling. You know, I don't have a lot of followers and things like that because I have, you know, deleted so many accounts and things. So yeah, you know, if you kind of want to keep up with me a little bit, I mean, YouTube's the way to go. But if you also want to see any other things, you know, that little day-to-day things that I'm doing, you know, my Instagram, I'm on Instagram, and I'm half-heartedly on Facebook, but not very often. And the same with Twitter. I'm not on there very much, but I think, you know, Instagram is probably where I, you know, hang out and float around, so to speak. But anyway, okay, so these are some, you know, I wanted to share with you all these different things and things that are happening with me in my personal life. So let me get back to the story that I was talking about, which was about, you know, the art of allowing and the thing that I recognized that I was doing. And it was just such a profound moment, you guys, when I realized that this was the gap that I needed to close in on. And so I had set the intention in, you know, my meditation that I wanted Source to guide me into understanding and receiving the information that I needed to close this gap on this particular financial thing. That, because I couldn't understand, like, you know, when I'm really focused on something, like say for instance, like there was, I don't know, like 4 months ago or something, I was focused on, or it could have been 6 months ago, I don't remember exactly. But this was like, when I said, okay, I want to, for one whole month, for this particular month, you know, blah, 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 I want to bring in $4,000. And so I made that statement and I just let it go. And I did manifest $4,000, over more $4,000 actually. And so, you know, and then, you know, there's been different things, like when I manifested the truck, like my dad, that was within 2 weeks, I manifested that truck. And then the truck was taken from me. And then, you know, a month or two went by, and then when I was thinking that I was going to get money, you know, on these particular things or instances, and then it didn't transpire. So I was trying to fill the gap of like, what is going on? Because obviously there's a belief system that I have that is causing me to almost self-sabotage. And I didn't know where that was coming from or stemming from, you know? So like I said, I asked Source in my meditation, and I set that intention. And this was 2 days ago when I was very serious about it. And I said, you know, this is what I want. And here's the thing. Okay, so I want to touch on a couple of things when I'm explaining this story to you guys. First of all, when we want a desire, okay, not only do we have to be clarifying in that moment of wanting the desire, but here is one of the things that I recognized and I received my answer to, is that when you want and desire something and you're like, okay, well, I think I have a clear energy, I don't have any vibrational discord, I'm free flowing, I'm allowing, it will become, you know, you have all these different things that you have taken care of, right? On your manifestation of wanting to manifest things or whatever it is you have, and it's still not coming. Here may be the reason. Now, this was the reason for me. It may help you along your journey. I was doing it and setting a clear intention, but I was doing it and coming to Source and putting that out into the world, in the universe. And we all know that it's our vibrational energy, correct? But what I was doing is behind the want of why I was wanting the desires came from a lack mentality and came from a need mentality. So I need this money. I need this, you know, this truck. I need this, you know, whatever. And so, yes, I was. Okay, so that's one thing that I learned. So you guys, like, remember that. If it never take action, like don't send an email, don't write a, you know, letter to someone, don't make any choices, don't go and try to get a job and take action, don't do anything. If you have the attitude behind the want of a need that you want met or a lack mentality, because Source will not give it to you. We will not receive that in life. There's no way that it can come to us when we are in a lack and needful state, right? It's a vibrational energy. So if you put things out there in the universe with that kind of energy behind it, you can say all the things that are beautiful and lovely and of good rapport. You know what I mean? Oh, I really da-da-da-da. But if your energy is not lined up with that, the universe is not going to reward you with that want or desire. Does that make sense? Like, I was so excited, you guys, about that. Oh my God, I'm like a kid in a candy store when I realized things like this, okay? So that's the one thing that I recognized. Never take action when you are in a lackful mentality or vibrational energetic mode or a needful mode. Like, I need $5,000. I've got to pay my mortgage. You know what I mean? You're not going to get the money. The money is not going to come. It will elude you to the nth degree, I promise. Okay, so that was my other clarifying thing. The other belief that I recognized that I was doing, because I couldn't understand why I was being given things, you know, like why my dad had given me the truck, but then I also, it was taken away from me again, or I was giving this, you know, great, you know, opportunity to have this particular house at cost, but then it was taken from me. And so I was trying to understand, what is it going on in my vibrational energy that is causing me to receive and manifest, but then it's ultimately taken back. And so I'm like, it's like an ebb and flow, which is a normal thing in life. It's an energetic thing, right? But this was the thing that I was doing. So I was reading, and I knew Source was going to give it to me. I didn't know what, how, or what, but I was reading this blog this morning and it was so beautiful, and it was an excerpt from a book that I had read probably 25 years ago. And because I've always been into law of attraction, I just wasn't quite aware that I was living the law of attraction to a degree, you know. And I read this thing that said, if you have the belief system that perhaps a lot of it stems from a religious background, a lot of times we will be able to manifest things. We will gain control of that mentality and belief, right? But if we also believe that there is success and failure, so right, like you manifest things, but then you also believe that there's a hard way of getting it. Like you have to mentally believe that there's always going to be trials in your life and you can't have everything you want all at once, right? Or all of these little negative things that are saying that's counterproductive. Absolutely, when we're thinking about manifesting something, you guys. And it's also this mentality of believing that like you have to, like, don't expect to get everything you want, Raquel. You know, you can get everything you want, but then you're gonna have to struggle and suffer. So I had this counterproductive belief that, well, if I'm gonna get this, that's wonderful and great, but you know what? Somewhere else is lacking. Your husband's gonna come down with cancer and he's going to die. So you'll get this beautiful mansion, but something bad's gonna happen. So in order to get the good, you're gonna have to take the bad too, which is not true. Now in life, everything is always given to us and things are always working out for us. So even though I had these things that were given to me and then were taken away, I'm actually getting better than what I had before. So I know that I'm progressing and expanding and growing, right? So that's another thing that I wanted to give to you, like little treasure trove tips of understanding manifestations more clearly. So do I have lipstick on my teeth? Oh my gosh, you guys, if I have the whole time, I'm so sorry. I expect you to tell me if those things are happening, right? Anyway, so I just wanted to share those things with you and let you know, like I'm starting my illustration on, not starting my illustration, but I'm on like the 3rd or 4th page of my book. And, you know, I think there's 32 pages of written word and there's 32 pages of illustrations. So if you notice, like this is the beautiful thing, you guys, like I changed the name of my room, this room, and I will take that name with me wherever I go and whatever little cottage or mansion or home I live in, the treasure room. And the reason that I changed it was because I thought that it was a beautiful little like mermaid-ish type of a title for my little humble abode in here, you know, my little studio. But it's also what Beatrix Potter named her room in one of her houses at Hilltop. And so when I heard that and I was reading her biography and all these little like journal entries and stuff of hers, I was just like, oh, that's her speaking to me, because I really, you know, she is one of my spirit guides. And so, yes, so I thought, oh my gosh, I have to change it to the treasure room. Hi you guys, so sorry about me cutting off on the past on the end of that video, but someone was at my door, so it kind of freaked me out if you noticed. But that was all that I wanted to share with you anyway, and so I just wanted you to know that I love you very much, and thank you for stopping by, and subscribe if you want to give her little Mermaid her fins, and as always, I'm yours until my next swim. Ciao!